What's good, everybody? It's your boy 005 Dynasty. I'm back. The difference between me and you is that y'all have emotional attacking responses to the debate. That's the problem. I'm not attacking Knife Wonder. I'm not attacking any of these other producers from the past that have sampled and made a career off of sampling and were very, 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 very successful. I'm not attacking them. But you guys are attacking me, which goes to show you that y'all are emotional creatures and you don't know how to handle your emotions. You can't hear something and take it for what it is, the grain of salt that it is, and then come to a conclusion that's not attacking the next individual. Now, you're trying to tear me down, it ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work. You trying to tear me down is not gonna work. In fact, when I wake up in the morning, I'm like, I'm getting ready for my beautiful day. You know what I'm saying? Out here, beautiful day. I got air in my lungs and I'm chilling. I'm not worried about you guys. But when you're sitting at home in your little 4x4 box room, on your little phone or maybe your computer screen, and you watch an 005 Dynasty, and you're getting upset at my opinion, it's hurting you emotionally. Damn, I feel bad for you guys, man. Just go on your YouTube channel, make an educated response to the debate for your followers, for your subscribers, and let them hear you out. That's the only thing that I've done. I made one video, and I was talking to whoever would listen, my subscribers, or maybe some people that might have caught the video within the first 24 hours of the algorithm putting it out there, right? I made a video expressing my humble opinion and my feelings. Yes, I have feelings, and I have feelings about what Knife Wonder said about people who create original. But I didn't attack him and try to tear him down. I pointed out his accolades and said he's a wonderful person, wonderful producer. You guys are trying to attack me and trying to tear down my character and who I am as a person and the stuff that I do in my music. That's totally different. And you guys are liars. Don't lie on me and say something I didn't say. But, you know, that's just... that's what it is. Like, I know for a fact now, like, moving forward, like, all the videos that I post, you're going to have people who lie, people who hate, people who get emotional, make emotional responses, people who are uneducated. I know it's coming now. Now, I'm ready for it now. You know what I'm saying? So, what I'll do is, I'll turn your emotional responses into content. And that's what I've been doing. So that's the reason why I've made a couple videos back to back after the first video, because of your emotional responses. If you guys would have never came with your emotional responses trying to tear me down, this topic would have been done already. And I give you case in point. I don't need to lie to you guys. There's nothing to fluff over here about 005 Dynasty. I keep it a buck, no matter it's with, like I told you before, my kids, I keep it a buck with them. My shorty, keep it a buck with her. People at my job, keep it a buck with them. My family, keep it a buck with them. My friends, which there's not many of, because, you know, when you keep it a buck, people don't like it. I keep it a buck with everybody. But case in point, I made a video 3 years ago, or maybe 2 or 3 years ago, and when I very, very, very first heard Ninth Wonder say this. And it was very disappointing for me to hear him talk about people who create original in that manner and try to boost up people who sample. And at that time when I made that video, I still was chopping up some samples. But me hearing him disrespect people who created original in the manner that he did it, talking about when you played the keys, it's all to think, and you're not Beethoven or Mozart, and you don't really have skill, all this other stuff that he was saying sample is hard, like that's when I made the video like 2 or 3 years ago, and I was like, I don't agree with him. That's not cool. You don't disrespect people like that. So my very first video was like 2 or 3 years ago about this topic. It wasn't this week. And what happened on that video? What happened after that video? I didn't make multiple videos on it. I didn't, because I didn't have people coming and like just clawing at my back or trying to hit me with the devil pitchfork or like really trying to tear me down. So thank you guys, man. You gave me the content. And now I just started to elaborate more and more on the topic. Even in the first video, very first video that I did like earlier this week, there's some things that I didn't even say in that video because I was minding my business. I was keeping stuff to myself. But since y'all kept talking and running your mouths about this whole, Ninth Wonder thing, that's when I started to hit y'all with the facts. Not near one of you, just not one person that could say that I'm lying about you stealing. That is theft. You're stealing from the company when you don't go out there and buy that chord keyboard, that rolling keyboard, or you don't buy something from Arturia, or you don't buy something from Rolly, or or Neve, like Neve and all that stuff. When you don't go and buy that, but you're sampling from those records that those people spent their hard-earned money to get that equipment, you're a thief. There's not one person that can say otherwise. You're cutting corners. You're sampling and you're cheating the game. You're cheating companies. You're cheating scientists that put in all that work, engineers that put in all the work to even create these devices. You get your little iPhone, you just get koala sampler or something like that. You chop up samples and you think you're the best producer in the world. That was hard to chop up. I'm great. You have no knowledge of music production. You have no knowledge of the engineering side of it, the electrical side of it, and all this different stuff that happens before you can even sit down and make a sound composition. You're cutting corners and you're stealing. And that's facts right there. And it doesn't matter if it's you sitting in your crib right now or if it was Ninth Wonder 10, 15 years ago when he was sampling off of FL Studio, cutting stuff up for Jay-Z. It don't matter. It's theft. It doesn't matter if it got approved. You still stole first, and then you got the samples cleared or whatever. But you stole first. You didn't go through the hard work, step, and grind to get to that point. You did not. You cut corners. And the reason why I could speak about it is because I did the same thing. I did the same exact thing when I first started out, cutting corners. And I mentally cutting corners. I'm chopping up a sample. I'm just chopping the sample up. I had no musical knowledge whatsoever. None. I had no musical knowledge whatsoever when I chopped up the sample. Literally, right now, I could literally put my MPC in front of my kids, chop up the sample so it's on all the pads, and I tell my kids, hit the pads. And as they hitting the pads, guess what? They're making music, right? They're making the sounds blend, or they're trying to get the sounds to blend. And eventually, if they get a loop, and then we record that loop, now all of a sudden they started a beat. I said, oh, hit the drums, hit the snare, whatever. So now they made a beat. My kids have no knowledge. They don't even know what a Rupert Neve compressor EQ is at all. But they'll be able to make a beat just by sampling from somebody else. Come on, dog. Are y'all serious?